Designed to study the outer planets for just a few years, it instead became a legend, outliving every expectation, crossing into the unknown, and capturing glimpses of worlds we had never seen. For decades, it drifted deeper into space, carrying humanity's curiosity into the dark. But now, more than 45 years later, something unexpected has happened. Just as Voyager 2 reached the far edge of the solar system, it transmitted a strange set of images, then it went silent. These final frames have stunned scientists, not just because of what they might depict, but because of the questions they raise. What did Voyager 2 find out there? Or more chillingly, did something find Voyager? The spacecraft's cameras hadn't been used in decades, shut down after its Neptune flyby in 1989 to conserve power. The technology was obsolete, ancient by today's standards. But in early 2025, NASA engineers decided to reactivate them for one last calibration. The goal was simple: aim the cameras into space and capture a few reference frames, just a final glimpse before the system faded for good. For days, the images showed nothing out of the ordinary. Faint starlight, drifting dust. But then, something unexpected appeared. A dark triangular shape moved across the edge of one frame. The team initially dismissed it as a sensor glitch or interference. But then it showed up again, this time slightly closer, still faint but unmistakably there. It had shifted. Moved. And it wasn't random. NASA labeled the anomaly X7. Subsequent frames revealed something enormous. The shape now glowed faintly in the infrared spectrum. It was structured, geometric, far too symmetrical to be natural. Even more disturbing, it was oriented toward Voyager, as if watching. And then came the last image. A flash of white light, sharp and sudden. Static followed. The camera shut off, not from failure, not from power loss. It simply never turned back on. The system responded to no further commands. But Voyager itself wasn't dead. Its main systems remained active, still sending telemetry, still alive in the dark. 3 days after that final image, another unexplained event occurred. Voyager rotated, an exact 14-degree shift eastward. It wasn't a drift. It wasn't a malfunction. The maneuver was smooth, deliberate, and precise. No command had been sent. No scheduled calibration. The probe, for the first time in its long journey, had turned on its own. And it was now pointing directly back at Earth. NASA's response was swift. Engineers ran diagnostics. They searched for mechanical explanations. Gyroscope error, cosmic interference, anything. But the data was clear: this was no accident. Something caused the shift. And then the signal changed. Voyager doesn't carry a microphone, but it is equipped with instruments sensitive to magnetic fields, plasma waves, and cosmic radiation. Shortly after the unexplained rotation, those instruments began to pick up a sound, a low-frequency hum that repeated every 17 seconds. At first, it seemed like background radiation. But as the pattern repeated, it grew clear that the hum had structure. Artificial structure. Advanced AI tools were brought in to analyze the pattern. It wasn't random. Within the signal, the AI detected binary code, ones and zeros embedded in the electromagnetic pulses. When decoded, the message was stark: a countdown. The numbers steadily dropped, cycling every few minutes, always ending with the same final date, July 28, 2025. No context, no explanation. Just a ticking clock, broadcast from over 12 billion miles away. As the implications sank in, panic began to spread behind closed doors. Leaked documents from internal meetings revealed escalating concern, not just among NASA scientists, but within military and intelligence agencies. Observatories across the globe were asked to quietly scan Voyager's coordinates for confirmation. Because if this countdown meant something, humanity might be running out of time. Some experts attempted to explain it away. They blamed background radiation, optical illusions, gravitational distortions. But none of their models accounted for everything: Not the precise movement of the spacecraft, not the countdown, not the images. A growing group of researchers began to consider an alternative. What if Voyager had seen something it was never meant to? Not a planet, not a nebula. Something active. Something ancient. Something aware. The final image, Voyager's last transmission before the camera ceased functioning, was unlike anything captured before. It wasn't static in the traditional sense. When filtered through various light spectrums and processed using spectral decomposition, analysts noticed something uncanny. The image didn't degrade over time like typical space data. Instead, it held a strange persistence. Grid-like patterns emerged. Harmonic structures aligned with known mathematical constants, Fibonacci ratios, recursive spirals, and golden angles. Initially, these were thought to be compression errors. But deeper frequency analysis revealed something disturbing. Embedded within the light distortions was a feedback loop. A signal within the signal. It was as if the image itself had been constructed to hold layers of meaning, some visible, others buried beneath complex spectrums of data. That image wasn't just a snapshot. It was a construct. Now, independent researchers and AI labs across the world are racing to decrypt it. Some claim to have found fragments of symbols. Others believe the countdown embedded in the signal may trigger a response when it hits zero. A few believe that the countdown isn't even for us, that Voyager is transmitting to something else. Voyager 2 was never supposed to go this far. Launched in 1977, it was designed for a brief window into our solar system's outer planets, never to drift beyond the sun's influence, never to send signals from the deep void. Yet, decades later, something extraordinary is happening. Systems thought long dead have come online without command. Logs that should remain dormant are reordering themselves. It's subtle, calculated, intentional. But here's the unsettling truth. No known onboard software accounts for this behavior. The last update was over 35 years ago. So if Voyager is acting with intent, then it's not by our doing. Either we underestimated the adaptability of a machine pushed to its edge, or something else is reaching in. For most of human history, we've defined intelligence through language, logic, and complexity. But what if real intelligence doesn't speak? What if it resonates? Scientists at the European Space Agency began combing through Voyager 2's magnetic field readings, searching for patterns. What they discovered defied explanation. The low-frequency hum recorded during Voyager's final imaging session wasn't just static, it was harmonic. It had rhythm. It had structure. When analyzed alongside early Earth radio transmissions, a pattern emerged. The hum echoed those signals, but reversed, like a mirror image, not a replay. It was as if Voyager wasn't just hearing something, it was being reflected back. This discovery has divided the scientific community. Some now believe this isn't a message from another civilization at all. Instead, it's an interaction. An exchange with something that doesn't use words but understands form. Something that knows how to be noticed. Something that knows we're listening. Embedded in that harmonic signal is a binary countdown. And it leads to one date, July 28, 2025. As the day draws near, speculation has grown. Could it be a prediction, an event in space, like a solar flare or an alignment of planets? Teams around the world have crunched data, analyzed orbits, scanned for cosmic anomalies. But nothing adds up. There's no clear event on the horizon. And yet, the date holds. It repeats in every loop of Voyager's signal, locked in place like a metronome ticking towards something unknown. Multiple labs have tried to interfere with the signal. Mock commands were sent, hoping to reset or interrupt the countdown. Every attempt failed. That's when a chilling theory took hold. The countdown isn't leading to an event. It's leading to a response. Not a malfunction, not a system failure, but a reply. And maybe, just maybe, when it reaches zero, it won't be the spacecraft that changes, it'll be us. Voyager 2 has outlived every expectation. It has survived the cold silence of space, the decay of time, and the limits of our technology. But this signal, this behavior, feels like something else. Not just endurance. Not just function. Something aware. A message in rhythm, a mirror in motion. And when we add it all up, the unexplained reactivation of systems, the adjusted priorities in data, The harmonic echo of our own broadcasts. We are left with a sobering possibility. This isn't Voyager shutting down. It's Voyager waking up. And what if we didn't discover it by accident? What if turning the cameras back on, reconnecting to the probe, was never just curiosity, but a key? A signal that someone, or something, was waiting for. That the universe doesn't just stretch outward in silence, but watches in return. Watches with something older than time, colder than space, and far more aware than anything we've imagined. Now that we've seen the pattern, now that we've heard the hum, we can't unsee it. We can't unhear it. And more importantly, whatever's on the other end? It knows. It knows we're here. Maybe that was the point all along. Voyager 2 didn't just explore the outer planets. It may have opened the edge of reality itself.